What's up, Bomb Community YouTube? How's everybody doing out there? What's up, Bomb Community YouTube? How's everybody doing out there?
Yeah, welcome to the big edition of Sloppy Seconds contest for. Ooh, that was a good song. Out for Backwoods medal, Jared. He's wearing a New Orleans Saints football hat, so I'll wear my British Columbia Lions hat. Rawr. There's Solomon Aluminium, Defensive Player of the Year a couple of times in a row. And I was just at one of their games in Vancouver the other day. Solomon Aluminium was there. There he is again. Great young quarterback, Jonathan Jenkins, but as Jared says, just gotta wet the whistle ahead of time, so I think only for $20 you got a pop and a popcorn. But they had Lions emblem on it, so I was like, and he usually seems to mix his drinks, so go with the good stuff. Playing in the background is one of my honorable mentions in the big contest. Of course, I didn't bring a spoon, so maybe I just should drink out of this thing. Oh, boy, that has a real kick. Anyway, let's get to the action. Honorable mentions. Well, let's crank this. This was an album when I worked at the radio station. I was able to play my own music for 2 hours. This was my favorite album of 2006, I think it was. Canada's very own. Copyright. This song actually I played on my show, and then I found a commercial radio started playing it. This whole album's really solid, though. Got to see them live. I drove to Jasper, which is like 3-4 hours away, and saw them live. Small club. But this was their first album. The second album switched gears. I almost bought it just by looking at it in the store, but I thought I better just check it out. And they switched gears a bit with their style. I was just reading a bit about it. Like maybe they wanted to get a little more technical or a little more, I don't know. But I like this sound. This is like perfect. I can't do this whole video on this. Let's leave it out in the background. Rawr. But anyway, let's get to the other honorable mentions. Well, I just had those written down. Moxie's first album I love, totally end to end. 9 or 10 out of 10. On the way to Vancouver to see the football game, I was playing Moxie's triple disc release where they have, one of them's a live album, new live album, one's new re-release, re-recorded versions of their old stuff, and the third was the concert DVD of the concert. It's like, the sound quality is phenomenal. Everything about it just totally blew me away. But Moxie's second album, the red one, Moxie 2, has a little different sound, not quite as, just didn't do it for me as much. And I agree with Jared about the Van Halen first album. When that second album came out, I was working in a record store in Vancouver. David Lee Roth came in on roller skates. The rest of the band was cross street on roller skates. It was a nice summer night. And going to the show tonight, man? I go, no, I can't. I have to work. And I was choked. I said, well, I saw you last year in Seattle backing up Black Sabbath, and you guys were great. What do you think of the new album? I said, well, I don't think it's quite as heavy as the first one. Well, he goes, well, it still rocks. I go, yeah, I know, but it just doesn't seem as... I just didn't like it as much as the first album, because how are you supposed to top the first album? Any band topping that album. So I felt, he bought a Rolling Stone magazine, left, and kind of felt bad, but I was wearing a UFO Strangers in the Night tour t-shirt from when I saw them headlining with Judas Priest in Seattle. So I hope that showed I had credibility to him. But anyway, the first Cars album and Candy O, to me, they're like black and white. I can't get into the second one at all. I like the first one. Bud Good's first album, self-titled, I love. Second album, I haven't heard since it came out in the day. For some reason, I didn't like it as much. I don't know if it was a letdown, but I didn't like it enough to buy it, I don't think, if I recall. And Black Tide, these guys I thought were going to be the new saviors of kind of hard rock. And the Detroit Red Wings, I think it is, they play one of their songs as kind of their goal song or whatever, but the singer had a high voice. They're like, I don't know how old they were, like mid to late teens, but I think the singer's voice changed and they got a little heavier and darker, kind of like Priestess, just kind of switched. And I like this album a lot, but the second one didn't care for him. Well, let's get to the real action. This one's kind of the obvious one to me in a way. I even like it so much I bought the t-shirt. But yeah, the first Boston album I liked when it came out. And then again, the second album came out when I was working in the record store and we had played all the time and I liked it. And I'd hear it and think, yeah, that's pretty good, but nothing blew me away like Smoking and on. Like it just went a notch down to me where now I think I just traded it in on something where the first one I'll always make sure I have a copy of that. What was next after that? Oh yeah. Fastway. Yeah, this album's pretty darn good. There's some really good A-level songs on here. But the second album, I remember buying it and hearing it and just didn't like it as much again. Not like where Rainbow, you hear the first album, you think it's pretty good, and then Rainbow Rising comes out and blows you away. That just, to me, it didn't live up to these standards, so I don't even own the second album. Maybe I might be missing out, though, because I haven't heard these second albums for ages. Oh, the next one. Out for Flyer fans. Let's go, Flyers! Christian rock's very own, very true metal, Philadelphia. This album I love. It's just true metal, just like Saint. I'll play it just so you can hear it because not everyone knows that album. They have their new album out, just came out a year or two ago, and I really like it too. It's a little different sounding than this. This is like the real. Oh, here we go. There's the picture. Look like Skullfist. But this is the honest, true metal. Like all you have to hear is this first, that chunk part where, oh wait. I gotta worry about the copyright strike thing here. But anyway, Philadelphia. But their second album, Search and Destroy, I haven't heard since back in the day again, and I just didn't think it lived up to this. There's two songs on here that are as good as any in rock history to me. The song No Compromise. But it's the guitaring that why they can't let you hear a whole song on YouTube, I'll never know. But that and New Jerusalem. This is the re-release where they had some bonus tracks, but I didn't like the bonus tracks as much as the song's original. But it's one of these power ballad songs. But then it just picks up. That's the true metal. That's like stained class era Priest to me. Like just. But let's move on. I guess. This one it's like the third time I've shown this recently, but this album is just really, really good. Pretty well all the way through. I wouldn't say every song I like. One's don't make you feel like dancing. I don't like words like that because no song makes me ever want to dance. I don't care. Unless it's Village People's YMCA, which makes me want to dance my way right out of the hall. But their second album, due to commercial pressures, they had to change the sound a bit. So I don't even own it. Here we go. Let's pick it up. Here we go. It's a rock and roll ride. Guitar. Like, to me, I equal this with Saxon at their best. Like, you know, Saxon has so many great songs, like hundreds of songs. Like, but this album, I'll end up sitting here playing the whole song. The headpins were the example. Then the last one was Christian rock's very own Barren Cross. This one's a surprising one because the second album wasn't really that big a disappointment. Where I do believe I own it, actually, now that I think of it. I should have dug it up, but what's the second album's name? But it just switched sounds. Like, this is more like the hard rock, stained class, heck bent for leather era metal. But then the second album from these guys, what's it called again? Is it Imaginary Music, or that's one of the songs? Oh, Atomic Arena, yeah. But it has Heaven or Nothing's a fantastic song on it, and there's one other one that are King of Kings, I think it is. Two fabulous songs, but it just sort of went more Iron Maiden stylish instead of the heavier. Listen to that. You can have the pick slide, the essential. Hey, 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 and that's essential at every Saxon concert. Hey, hey, hey. Then it gets even another heavier riff. Well, that does it anyway. That's the 5. So, Jared, thanks for having your channel. I really like it. So great you showed Hubhead for Leather in the background. I saw them on that tour, actually, in Vancouver, and they blew me away. Totally. Saw them 2 years in a row, if I recall. Yeah, I thought it was 2 years in a row, but I'm trying to wonder which way it went. Might have even been British Steel Tour, but... And seeing them in Seattle, backing up UFO. That's how great UFO is. But that was just after Schenker left. I've already bought my tickets, so... But still a great show, of course. But and anyone in Ontario knows the band Wireless, I think, or they may know. Smaller Canadian band, I believe, that was the third one on the bill. But it's just a little trivia note there. But anyway, guess that does it. So phone's ringing, so I guess I better answer it. So thanks for listening. Don't forget, slower traffic. Keep left to right. Right, Cloudy. Double for you, Jared.